Well, greetings, thank you for joining us. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Fifth Dimension. Alright, I put the 11:11 in the title again. What the? Got like an hour left of it. Uh, I just did that for. Why not? See what I get out of it. It's alright. I mean, we're always shifting. There's always something happening. We're not always fully aware of it, but I don't pay attention to any of it. I got enough to deal with on being a human on Earth. I don't have time to talk about portals and all that. I just don't have the energy for it. More power to them. I'm still waiting for my alien visitation. Not that I really want to see them. So if they show up, it's like, God, just good for you guys. So yeah, can we come and deal with all this? Yeah, help us out a little bit. Throw us a bone a little bit. But I feel like 2020 is actually a stronger number than 1111. So 2020, the year, is just it's like 2012, but a lot stronger. Like I said, I don't know exactly what's going to occur, but we are aligning with the universe in a way where anything is possible. If we can dump out a lot of the negativity here, that would be a great accomplishment. Who knows? It does feel like we are going to free ourselves of some of it, at least. Yeah, like, I mean, I use Washington as an example because that's a lot of negativity there, a lot of manipulation. That and Hollywood, too, and the media. Hollywood and media are pretty much the same. I guess all three of them are the same, technically. So, yeah, that shows the frequency that's going on. Yeah, it shows all the low vibrations there when that starts to dump it out. It becomes a lot happier. That's when things start to shift. When cops have nothing better to do, they start, instead of shooting people or, giving out tickets, they're a lot kinder to society, which they are in some areas. That's when you show the shift. Like a place like Brazil, when the crime rate of that goes way down, we're in a new vibration. So people have to make their own choices. So people are bringing in this high vibration. Nothing wrong with that. You can't force on anybody, obviously. You have to figure out for themselves. Yeah, good. So, yeah, I want to apologize. Also, I did a recent upload that I'm not too proud of in some ways, but I am proud. I mean, let's put it this way: when you have somebody put you, invites you in and then puts you out in the rain, like I say, invites you into their life and then she puts you out in the rain, and they're all inside having drinks, and you're just like, what the fuck is this shit? It's like you can't get in. It's like, what the hell? You invite me to come over, and then I'm out in the rain. Everybody's chatting, everybody having a good time, and I'm out here just like, screw you, basically. So that inspired that narcissism video rants or whatever you want to call it, but it was all justified. If there's forgiveness there, you never know. It's possible. I have to find out if this person has a soul or not. Because right now I'm kind of questioning that. I see a creature there. I see a creature. So it's like, damn. It's like you try to, like I say, not try to be a pushover, but geez, show some decency. And the creature doesn't show any decency. Jeez. So, anyway. I don't like the drama stuff. I'm not into it. Obviously, I've been bringing a lot of that here, but I'm not trying to do any of that. It's not my intentions, but I'm being heavily tested, as you can see. But for the greater good, it is bringing out stuff here. But yeah, let me tell you, if it's over, I'm taking that train. I'm not one for drama, but when somebody's healing through a lot of stuff, this is one hell of a way to go through it. So, because I'm not getting a verbal communication as I think I should be getting, or I'm not treated well. That's for damn sure. I'm treated like raw meat at a restaurant, basically, just had the shit beat out of you. It's not good. or just throwing in the trash, whatever it is. And it's just, yeah, you don't feel like you're getting any respect. You're not showing any. You're not, you're just not getting any. Just treat it like garbage, basically. And I don't think that's right. So, I'd be appreciated, big time. It's like, sorry, I asked for appreciation. I don't know if I can do that. Really? Are you that fucked up? Apparently. Showing people appreciation is a big part of self-love too. You give what you receive. You're nice to someone, you receive it back. But if you're a piece of shit to somebody, you're gonna receive that piece of shit energy, and you can see that. I did some of that. I send it back. So yeah, if you're halfway decent to somebody, you're gonna get it back. But I have not been receiving that. So I want to put some of that out there. I feel like I have to say something. What the hell, right? I'm trying to clear out the drama, but people go through some shit, and see, this person I'm working with, or whatever, she's just not being easy to be around. Let's put it that way. Just like a spoiled brat or something like that, you can say. So anyway, I guess some of us. I can be, intimidating. I'm not trying to be. But I guess, yeah, because I don't know, my history and all that. I don't know my whole history, but I guess a person like me and others that have been doing this for a while, you can feel like you're intimidating others. Not intentionally trying to, but they're going through, others they're not at the same level. Not to say I'm at a high level, but, it can be, I'm not trying to be intimidating whatsoever. But I can see how it can be that way. Stuff I bring up in the radio show might be subject matters that I probably shouldn't have brought up. But, I'm not asking for forgiveness on that. If somebody inspires me to say something about, like, mushrooms or anything, I know, it should be a good thing. It's like, I'm warning, because I don't talk about that stuff, and other people are warning from it, and people can relate to that stuff. Like, the drug culture is actually, ayahuasca and stuff. Not that I do any of it, but I don't condone it. And not to say you're at a low level if you need to do that stuff. Far from it. Everybody's different. So, it's a warning. I'm warning, and I get bashed for warning. So, like, I see is, I bring this stuff up, and, you just gotta, if that's your comfort zone of not used to, you talk about something and I bring it up. But it's a spiritual thing. It's not something personal. It's not personal life stuff. It's a spiritual, or like the jinn for that matter. I have not connected to the jinn. It's like, that's a good one. That's a good one for people to learn from too. It's not just about that person. It's like, it's something for people to learn from. It's all learning in the long run. It has a positive intention with it. So if you can't handle that, it's like, I don't know what to do for you. It's not like I'm talking about personal life, like how you brush your teeth and stuff like that. It's like, it's just spiritual stuff. It's, I'm warning, we're all benefit from the long run. So and it feels like from the collective that others can learn from it. That's what I get. If I felt uncomfortable about bringing something up, it's all general information. That's not always right. The jinn is a real good subject matter. Just use that for example. So, not something where I would normally go to. I don't even think about it. But it's fascinating. It is completely fascinating. And if I get condoned for bringing that up just because somebody I know is dealing with it, I'm not going into that personal situation at all. I'm just using Excanted Gin on a general terms. And, so you just have to get around that. This is all about growing. And let me tell you, I'm taking heat. Maybe too much. I'm taking a lot of heat, actually. Probably stuff I do not deserve. Yeah, but that's one way to learn, that's for sure. Well, for this other person to learn, that's for sure. So, who knows? I figured I'd, go into that a little bit. It's one way to learn, is just beat the crap out of Ivan. It's like, so, but anyway, forgiveness is possible. You never know. As a person, like I said, if she shows she has a soul, you never know. Anything is possible. show some decency and show appreciation for others, and anything's possible. So if you treat them like shit all the time, it's just not gonna work. You gotta, I mean, if you're treating people like shit, it just shows how you feel about yourself. If you feel like shit for yourself, and you just treat people like that, and I can see like intimidation, scared, whatever it might be, you gotta get over that shit eventually. So, you know, as only so much people are gonna take. You can only beat them up so many times. You know, a lot of it is insecurities. But once again, there's no judgment. It's all learning. This world's hard. But like I say, forgiveness, yeah, is a strong one that I can offer forgiveness if I receive like kindness back. Like I'm a human being and not just left out in the rain. Because I've been left out in the rain a lot recently. For about a month. Probably longer than that. Where everybody's inside just enjoying themselves. I can't fucking believe that shit. Yeah, because somebody told me, she told me, I'm left outside like a horse. I'm a horse outside and everybody's inside having a good time. It's like, that's just not cool. So that is the subject matter. That's, she's the one that inspired that video, and anyway. It's one way to learn. Beat up on the teacher. But I got a lot of stuff to learn, obviously. I don't know everything. But nobody's trying to be better than anybody. Yeah, well, I try to, for teaching, I'm not trying to be like a student. There's obviously more to it than just a relationship. There's a personal relationship there, definitely. But also teaching energy there, too. It's like I'm not trying to act like I'm better, so I'm trying to, I know maybe I'm making it too much of a student-teacher thing. I don't think so, but I'm just trying to share talents to learn telepathy and other things. But not to push it, but to, should, what the hell am I talking about? There's, not to intimidate at all, just, help her with her abilities, basically. That was part of the relationship connection, was to help with abilities and open up and expand. So, obviously, it's been rough. I haven't pushed my limits, that's for damn sure. Shit. Okay, alright, sorry about all that. Well, I had to put that out there for a second. Alright, ZionTower.com for those that are new to all this. I have private sessions throughout the week if this thing's going to work. Happy Veterans Day. I guess my internet just went south. There we go. We have, anyways, you have a scheduler here. We're on a channel. A Google Hangout Zoom channel on my phone. Questions 7 to 10 days for delivery. Same situation here. There are channels and heroes I do recommend. Social networking, awesomeness. Alright, thank you for your support. Yeah, I have a project of fantasy magic comic I'm working on. That if I can might do a crowdfunding for that, then I'll put details out there. It's got a while for that one. But I'm gonna try and push for it. There's a comic community I can connect to also, so we'll see how this goes. I don't know. We'll see. It's uncharted territory, but I'll put details of the project here eventually. I have 2 in the works. I have one that's a fantasy. There's a lot of complicated energies to it. I can't remember half of it. But it's called, I'm going to keep the title secret right now. I should have something coming soon. 6 days, I have a while. So, probably next week. I'll always put something out there about it. Alright, okay, thank you for your support. Welcome to the land of the insane. Hope I didn't lose anybody. Alright, it was 11:11. I have about 45 more minutes of it. There are portal energies. There are. It's one thing about all these events. I have to put this out there. can be kind of cult-like situations, but they are awakening for some people. So, like the event that we had a couple years ago, my favorite was people are going to go to the fourth dimension. Then we had someone recently about the 2037 or something like that. It's like, okay, whatever you say. We're just basically clearing out our shit, basically. So yeah, I mean, these type of dates, way I look at it, it can be like religious cult like, and I don't like that. Yeah, just like people put all these intentions into it's going to do this and that. It's kind of weird. I mean, there's a positive aspect of it. We're shifting, definitely. So the 1111 does have as a power energy there, definitely. And it does not mean we're not going into a shift. Trust me, you've seen me go through a shift, so there's something going on. Yeah, just yeah. Okay. So, yeah, December is going to be a wash. Gee, I'm not looking for any more beatings. December is going to be shit. December is. It might be kind of rough for some people spiritually in some regard because we are going. I mean, you get tested. I mean, this is how you grow. You have to get yourself. I mean, it depends on everybody's on a different, experience level, and so to sign up for just. I mean, how do you warn? You gotta be rough on everybody sometimes. So, just the way it is. That's not gonna go for everybody, but I've experienced it. That's for damn sure. Alright, so enough about all that. December is just going to be rough for some people. Let's put it that way, spiritually. It just are. They're not really showing me any details of it, but some might. Okay, some might have some expectations and they're not going to be delivered. If they like the aliens are going to show in 2020, wherever it might be, just keep I would keep your expectations a little bit in check. But things are happening, was it the media? Yeah, the media and its darkness. I mean, that's going to eventually cool down, and Washington's far from wanting to cool down. Eventually it will. And that's when you start feeling this shift coming in. It just basically, humanity's bullshit just starts to clear out. We're done with it. So the universe is going to go up to a higher frequency also. And if you need drama, you're probably going to go somewhere else. Most likely another universe. There might be some other worlds here that are a little bit the same, but I mean, obviously it's a pretty large universe, but my feeling of it is a lot of people are just going to go to another place altogether. Leave this universe and go somewhere else. It won't be the same. It just won't. This universe tests people, obviously, into their insanity. Depending on what you're going through, it really pushes you. And this world magnifies it. Don't think we don't piss off the aliens, because we do. We test them too. And they can only handle so much. There was a spirit guide from a tarot card reader lady I know. Her guide could not have an Earth incarnation. He wasn't strong enough for it. Now he's smart intellectually. I mean, he's smart however you look at it. But cannot handle a world like this. So just by you being incarnated here is a big deal. Just you being here, however you look at the world, it's a big deal. It's just the stress of life, just of everything. None of us are probably where we want to be exactly. But life is rough on all different layers. So, and some you can have everything, and life still kind of, still messes with your mind. Of course, if you go in a more spiritual direction, you connect with nature, and you share your abilities, you feel a lot better. Those of the wealthy don't know how to do that. Some do, because they're all about buying stuff for themselves. But if you're giving back, creating, inventing, whatever it might be, then if you have a large amount of wealth, you can keep your sanity, hopefully. Unless you Botox yourself to death. Yeah, a lot of celebrities, I guess they change their faces because they want to change who they are. And even if they look kind of like horrible, I wouldn't recommend any of that shit. It's like, I wouldn't recommend plastic surgery, not on the face. If it's like super minor Botox, because I know a plastic surgeon, and yeah, I'll give you that. I know a plastic surgeon through my boss, and he has all these women, his girlfriends, plastic face central. And it's not pretty. It's just not pretty. It's just not. It's even the Botox shit. I guess that can work somewhat. It just doesn't. Oh well. Yeah. I think it was Jane Seymour. I don't think she's done any of that stuff, and she's a natural beauty. She looks pretty good at her age. I think she's like in her 60s or something, or 70s. Yeah, I would go for that. I'll go for that angle. Let's put it that way. Yeah, because when you put that shit in your face, I mean, obviously everyone has their own way, but if you want to look like a cat, I guess Botox yourself to death. But I wouldn't recommend it for anybody, to be honest with you. So, alright, okay. Finally going to the subject matter. It's like 20 minutes in, and I'm nowhere near anything. So the magic frequency. It's basically a frequency where magic occurs. Is an interesting subject matter. You wonder why people can't tap into their abilities for certain reasons. You have to be a certain frequency or tap into it, or however you want to look at it. David Blaine definitely has a way of doing it, and he's definitely very real for sure. His body's taking a major beating because of it, but he's at a frequency where he can heal it to an extent. He can't heal everything. So I think his life has been actually pretty decent. But he takes that and he beats himself up. But you know, he is definitely he's showing that magic on different. It's kind of like the modern day version of Harry Houdini. But at a different. Obviously, you're always going to be at a different level. I mean, I can see David Blaine. I don't think it's going to happen in his life, but I can see him walking through walls. Maybe not in our lifetime, but he definitely has the ability to do that. Now think about your time with that. You're in a time of magic where people are walking through walls, flying, which we will definitely go into eventually. That's definitely the magic for frequency, for sure. I think we're far from that. As it may well occur. We're basically, let's see. Alright, we'll bring in, we'll see what we can get on this. I'm not sure it's going to give me anything, but alright, we'll bring in spirit guides or somebody. Alright, blessings, here we go. Greetings, we are from Spirit. Well, letting go of your reality. Letting go of your, yes, toxic energies, but also forgiving yourselves is self-love. How do you go to the higher dimensions? Self-love. Self-love for yourself, others. And yes, realize some need to show. I mean, even when you show anger towards others, it is also another form of love, actually. It might be at the third dimension, maybe at the Lord. Even not always. It's not always at a low vibration. Not always, because of the passions there. You'd be surprised. So yes, anger is another way of showing expression, and sometimes the showing of love in a positive way does not work. So you show the love of anger instead. And so does that communicate better? Because sometimes opening up the doors and, you know, remembering people's birthdays isn't enough. Sometimes you have to show another energy. Because some don't listen to the other kind. Oh, they've been kind and all that. Yeah, who cares? But then you yell at them for not paying attention to it, and you get different vibration. For the magic frequency, basically you are magic. You can't upgrade yourself at any time you wish, but many choose not to. The consciousness also isn't ready for high vibrational magicians just yet. But yes, you can see into the 12th dimension if you wish, even on a third dimensional level. You can have some idea of it. Doesn't mean you're going to see it clearly. But your world is still in the delusional idea that this is all there is. Third dimension is it. That's it. Some of you obviously differ. And you're becoming larger in numbers. See, understand, yes, some can look at a video on your YouTube, which is good, but receive nothing. Say, oh, that's nice. I'm watching this. They receive some, but not the full understanding. High vibrational understanding is basically living it. And yes, realize people do understand it to an extent. But to activate that within you is easier said than done. It's like, yeah, you have to be at a high vibration, but saying it's one thing, being it is another. It's basically having love for yourself, others, whoever it is. As yes, a love that is just where you can walk through walls, basically. Where you can fly. Because you have a love of nature, love of reality. Because love within opens up your frequency as your third eye. So if you don't have self-love, it's hard to do that, as you can see. So many are, yes, and you can't teach love within, you have to want it. But sometimes others, yes, are very hard on others to open themselves up. It's like, I might be angry towards you, or, passive, whatever it might be. There is always relationships are always very strange, yes. Even, yes, some are just on an astral level, in the third dimension, they're not normal. It's like, say this, and this will kick me off, and then you grow differently. You grow in a way that is natural to you, but unnatural for everybody else. Everybody works differently. Kind of like a fish out of water, yeah. A fish is how to breathe out of water, but it has to kind of learn how to do it. Fish out of water is removing third dimensional teachings and go into a 4-5D reality. Less confusion, less negativity. Not so easy. When you've been in the water of the third dimension for so long, insecurities, whatever it might be, breaking through that is not so easy. So having, yes, a teacher, mentor, whatever it might be, sometimes you have to pull that mentor down into the ocean and bring them down to your level so they can see where you're coming from. Because they don't always see it. So there's different ways of looking at how your reality operates. It's going to be unconventional. And the hard times have not really hit your world spiritually. Because many are going to be highly tested. But if you're going through that test, realize also thank you for, obviously not all are going to be going through this, but many are. Thank you for being, it's like, wow, I mean, you have enough power to handle that test. If somebody's there to learn from you, but also to bring you down, but you can just get back up, but it shows you that, at least it shows you to learn through you. That's a big deal. Not easy. Your world's going to go through it eventually. That's just a little preview. Your whole planet's going to go through a hardcore awakening. It's opening yourself up. And that's not so easy. Imagine your society when it opens up, when you are the people are looking at televisions now for information. Nothing wrong with that. Your Netflix, that's fine. But realize you have a whole universe within you to share. And that's where creativity is going to start bursting out of you too. Eventually, when the time's right. Right now, yeah, it's just that you all have a story to tell. And you combine all those stories together, you have a lot to learn from each other. Humanity has buried a lot of that, as you can see. Some artists are here and there flocking around doing their thing. That's excellent. And there's going to be more of that too. And that heightens your frequency, your magic dimension. When you talk about magic, you mention magic. You know about magic. Could be positive, could be dark. Yes, the dark, obviously. Sometimes the dark people need that more than the light, because they're used to it. They learned more from that than the positive. There's different ways of looking at it. But the magic energy, as you know, some business companies use the word magic. And they manipulate it though. When a person says different, it's more awakening. So the word magic, there's other words you can use too. But magic is a strong, it's like opening up your own magic. You're like showing everybody, I'm ready to open myself up to my own abilities. And what is that? More awareness, more understanding of your guides and energy around you. You break the walls of the third dimension, which are many. The third dimension is belief systems. It doesn't have to be your belief system, someone else's belief system. You're living in someone else's reality. Not living your reality. You can see it, through your fantasies, through your wants and needs, but others you kind of cloud it because theirs can be more dense. You can't fly, you can't walk through walls. That's their stuff, not yours. That does not mean you can't clear out their energy fields. It's just many of you say, I can walk through that wall, but maybe I shouldn't. Scare the hell out of everybody. Doesn't mean you can't do it. And the same thing with other psychic abilities too. Many of you calm it down because the world's not ready for it. That does not mean because you see, people call you evil, whatever it might be. Now, some people, yes. Now, this is one. Some people that think they're evil is because they have not really confronted their own darkness. So they're not really evil on the outside. Hey, how's it going? But I feel like there's a deep evil. Well, it's deep darkness. That's where that is. You have not looked at it yet. You might not want to. Embarrassed by it is another way of looking at it. You're just too embarrassed to see it. Now, it doesn't mean you can't force it, but eventually it's going to have to release, and then your powers awaken. Yeah, it's like there's a door in your house that you just don't want to open that goes to your attic. You're just not feeling it right. Well, gradually, you might clean in front of it, you might clean the dust around it. Over time, it's like, okay, I think I can handle it now. It might take you 5 years to open up that door, or 10. But at least you know it's there. And sometimes you peek through the cracks around it and all of that. There's nothing wrong with that. But eventually you're going to have to release it. Because you just feel like, okay, now I'm ready to open up that door and confront myself, basically. So not everyone's ready to see themselves. Darkness within, yes, there's always caverns. There's always going to be a lot there. And some have just not seen it. They've been, alcoholing it and kind of staying away from it. And alcoholism is showing that there's just a way of burying it, but show there's a darkness there. So seeing one's darkness, if you're not seeing it, don't feel too bad. But eventually you're going to have to unravel it when the time's right. And it's good to be in a right environment to do it. Because you want to make sure the lights are on and you have candles on, wherever it might be. You don't want to put yourself in a place where you feel like you'll regret it. You're going into your own darkness and then you regret it. And it makes you feel worse. Because it's embarrassing. It's like being naked in front of everybody. It truly is. Not that anybody is looking. But you feel that this is a sensitive side of yourself that you're really not ready to fully see. But it is something you're gradually peeking in to your own world. Because once you see it, then you'll feel, yes, much better. But you're not always wanting to feel good. What for? Sometimes it's a personal journey. No one's going to fully understand it. Even you might not understand it. Eventually brought into an environment where it's okay to open that door within yourself. Inner darkness is one of the most difficult, at least it's there. It's so difficult to even recognize it, even harder to open up that door. Recognizing it is step one. Opening the door is a whole nother. Yes, yes, did you bring death to others? Did you kill people? Did you see things you should not have seen? I mean, it's going to bring up situations you might not feel so good about. It's not something you want to do in public either. It's good to do it quietly around loved ones if you want to say it verbally, or just one person for that matter. Because fragile, because you can, when you pull out darkness and you're not ready for it, it can really, yes, cause you even more damage. Yes, it can truly, yeah, going public with it, you have to be truly ready. I mean, some of you are just ready to, you don't care anymore. But you've done it for a while. Others, I mean, if you have a spotlight on you like this, that's one thing. Who does that? And doesn't mean you always have to make it. Yeah, we don't recommend that. Some things are meant to be behind closed doors. You can open up yourself, but the world does not need to know what it is. Because there are some of you are just set up that way. Whatever the world knows, to hell with it. We've done that in many incarnations too. But for others, it's best to just, if you open up your darkness, then keeping it private is a big deal. Because when you put that, yes, once you put it out there in the world, like if you're whoever it might be in a past incarnation, or just what you had previous to happening in your current lifetime, it is, yes, a personal situation. It's probably not the best. Well, Spirit does not recommend it. Let's put it that way. It's not meant the world to see. But if you see it, that's what matters most. Because inner darkness, yes, once you see it, the higher frequencies are seen. Some that are used to be magicians of their past, of your Earth's past, have a lot of darkness. I don't want to see any of it. And some of you are able to connect to the weather of the planet. It's like, wait, I made the wind blow. I moved a cloud, I talked to the clouds, I feel them. Well, what am I capable of? Yeah, starting a tornado, whatever it might be. If you realize that, yes, you might have caused some weather situations in their past, doesn't mean it's something you want to bring up in a public nature. At least at first. It's good to bring it up in the private, like when no one's around, or if one close person that you can truly trust, to keep it private. And then you have a time to where you discover yourself, or even what you've been through in this incarnation. You can heal it, and then take little fragments of it, put out to if you want to. You don't have to. You don't have to do anything. Because that's a personal situation. That's you. Put yourself out there in the world. It might sound all glamorous, but it's not. It's a fragile part, because you're putting fractal selves out of yourself out there. And do you want people to know what you've been through in your current incarnation, especially teenager lifetime on this planet? You want, stalkers, things like that, to know about you, because they're out there. And they would be more than happy to know about your personal insecurities, so they can use that to manipulate you. Hey, I've been through this too. Can't wait to talk. Oh, wow, what a coincidence. We've been through the same thing. The more they know about you personally, the more they can manipulate you. Now, some of you are the whole different. Some of you are already out of the public, or a different story. Like some of you are scared of it. That's good. But some of you are super vulnerable, and others see that vulnerability. And you want to put your vulnerability, your private life, out into the world. Probably not the best idea. A spiritual sense, like we've been through in this incarnation, or in previous incarnations, but in this incarnation, the darkness of this life, putting out in the public, is not exactly of spiritual. We don't recommend it for most or all, because it's a fragile part. Once again, it is putting yourself out there where others can dissect and go through. It's a lot more complicated than just saying a few things. It's almost like you're going through the abuse again, because others now know about it, and they can send it back to you over and over again, and they do their own manipulation on you, take advantage of you, and you don't understand the psychology of it. It's very complicated, actually. So high frequency understanding is first understanding yourself, and the rest of the universe, you'll figure that out. But discovering yourself is key. Not to rush it when you're ready. Do not push it. We don't recommend that. Yes, pushing yourself for entertainment purposes, for attention, not the best idea. Because it's very personal. It is like, personal traumas is like being knifed. It truly is. It's like a physical abuse. And some of it is a physical abuse. And some of it's a mental abuse. And it's just, when you put it out there again, into the public arena, it's like it's happening again. But now it's more rapid. And it hurts even more than it did before. And become even more traumatized. That's the last thing many of you need at this time. So inner healing is a private situation. We recommend doing it privately. This is why some of you have protectors to protect. Even if you don't want to be protected, some of you need to be protected. It's like going to war. Sometimes not everyone's ready for war, but some of your protectors are ready for war, to go to war with you to keep you safe from yourself. Not that they're better than you, but just keep you safe from yourself. Why'd you put yourself in a situation that causes more problems than you ever had before? Blessings to you. All right. Thank you for your support. All right, much love, everyone. Blessings.